You're forgetting about the best game in the casino because you don't understand it and you'd rather play slots? Like you understand that? Look, excuses over. Forget about strategies. Forget about anything. Let's talk about the bets in craps and kind of what they pay like. Remember that craps is broken up into a couple sections. We got the numbers, the come bet, the field bet, the pass line bet. Okay? Well, and the don't. Okay? Let's start with the pass line bet. Pass line bet only is tied to this on-off switch, which just means, in fancy terms, that if it's off, there has been no point established. If it's on, then this will be covering up a point, indicating that it's established. But a pass line bet is a 1-to-1 ratio bet, which means if you win, you get 1-to-1. Rolling it out, boom, point is a 5. Now you gotta roll a 5 and you win 1-to-1. 7 comes, you lose. Let's back up, people get confused. Puck is off, 7-11 on the first roll, you win. If it's on, 11 doesn't matter in this case, but if big red, 7, you lose in that particular bet. The odds bet is a hidden bet behind the pass line. Same rules apply, but the difference is the payout, the true odds. If the point is a 10 or a 4, odds pays 2-to-1. So for this bet, you get paid twice. If the point's on a 5 or a 9, it pays 2-to-3. So 2 $5 chips, you get 3 $5 chips if you win. For math's sake, for every 20 bucks, you win 30. That's typically how it works for 9 to 5. The 6 or the 8, that pays 5 to 6. So for every 5 here, you get 6. So this is 10, so that makes this 12. It's based on difficulty of hitting. So that's why the 4 and 10 pay more, 6 and 8 don't pay as much. Anyways, that's the odds bet. Field bet is a 1-roll bet, meaning if any of these numbers hit, you win. If they don't, you lose. So 5, 6, 7, 8, you lose. Some tables have, if you hit a 12 or a 2, you get double, sometimes triple. So look for that too. Still a 1-roll bet though. Anything that's 1 roll, this doesn't matter. FYI. The place bets are up here. You're just stating to the dealer that I believe that any of these numbers are going to hit before big red. And if it does, this is how much you get paid. The 10 and the 4 for every $5, you get 9. 9 and the 5, for every $5 you get 7, and for every $6 here in the 6 and 8, you get 7. Part 2 is the come bet and the don'ts and the middle section. So I know this is about to mess up the algorithm, but I got to give you a part 2 right now. We're going over the bets for beginners in craps so you can get off the slots and get on the bets. If you want to talk about the pass line, the field bet, and the place bets, well, this is part 2. That's in part 1. So let's go over the don't. Now, when you're dealing with the pass line or the don't pass line, this matters, the on-off switch. If the puck is off, that means you're still looking for one of those numbers. On the don't, if a 7 or 11 is rolled, like this, you lose. But 2 or 3, and you win. You see where it says bar 12? That just means that if a 12 hits, it's like a push. It's a wash. I still believe you lose because in some cases, they make you ante to play, and you technically just wasted $1 to roll a 12 there. So let's get a number. We got an 8. So that means an 8 is rolled. This bet right here is now contracted. And what you're saying is that you believe big red is going to hit. Well, let's see. Big red. Come on, big red. You just won 1-to-1. Little secret about the don't pass is that because you technically have the advantage because the 7 is going to roll, statistically speaking, better than the regular numbers, the casino will let you take that bet off. But don't do it because you have the advantage. What's cool about this bet also is that you can go with odds. Remember we talked about odds? The same is true here. So 4 and 10 pay half. 5 and 9 for every $30 pays 20. 6 and 8 for every $6 pays 5. What do you expect? you got the advantage. They're going to make it harder to win. Now let's talk about the infamous come bet. That just means that when this puck is on, you get to say, hey, I want another point. So this is a brand new shooter, brand new point being established. And because it's a brand new point, the brand new point rules apply. 7 or 11, you win. 2 or 3, you lose. And 12. But when you roll another number, like a 4, this now becomes another point for you. It's a contracted bet. And you could add odds back there. The same as here. And the payout is the same on a pass line odds. A lot of people use the come bet to hedge the 7-out roll. So you get a point and boom, a 7 and everybody's losing. Well, you would then break even because the come bet wins on a 7 or 11 right then. Now, the same is true as the don't pass. Well, the same is true with the don't come. Same rules apply on the dark side. Part 3 is the lay bets and the middle section. Come on, join me. Am I really doing a part 3 back to back to back? I guess I don't care about the algorithm. I am ruining it. Part 3's right now. Yes, same day, same time. Let's go. Last 2 videos, we talked about the regular stuff. Pass line, field, the come bet, the place bets, the don't come, all that. So let's get into the back end that we don't really talk about. Lay bets. For every action, there's a reaction on the craps table. For the pass line, there's a don't pass. For the come bet, there's a don't come. For the place bets, there's a lay bet. That's just craps jargon for, I think that a 7, big red, is going to hit before the number is. So you go on ahead and tell that dealer, go ahead and lay the 10 for me. It's easy. And if I hit a 10, then I lose. But if a 7 comes, I go ahead and win that 1 to no. This is not right. Do you really think the casino is going to give you that much of an advantage? Because then everybody would just lay bet every time and win, and they would own a casino. No. Lay bets do give you an advantage, but they pay different, the opposite. And nothing is 1-to-1 on a lay bet. And normally, most tables have a limit, or you have to do what's called a vig, which is fancy talk for taxes or something like that to play. So, let me explain. The only 4 numbers that make sense to lay bet are the 4, 5, 9, and 10. Yes, I know you can lay the 6 and the 8, but I don't recommend it. The pay is not that great, and it costs typically $1 and some change per time, so it's not really worth it in the long run. So 4, 5, 9, 10. Now, I've used this strategy before called the anything but 5, and if you remember correctly, I got to put $60 on a lay bet. And in most cases, that'll cost me $2 to do. And what that means is that I think, this doesn't matter where it is, I think that Big Red, a 7, is going to hit before this number does. And if it does that, this pays $20 for every $30. So in that case, it pays $40. The same is true on the 9. So I literally can move this over here. The exact same thing. If a 7 hits, I win. If a 9 hits, I lose. Most people don't really lay the 9 because they cover the 9 in a field bet. But if you wanted to, you could. On the 4 and the 10, when you lay that, it pays half. So in this case, I got $50 here. And if I hit a 7 and win, it pays half. But the odds are in your favor to do that, so it's going to cost you more to do those. Lay bets are like hedging. So remember that. You thought I forgot about buy bets in the middle section? Part 4 right now? You are out of your mind. How is this going to work on the For You page? It's not. I don't even have time for a recap. It is what it is. Let's talk about buy bets on craps. It is part 4, so if you want to learn other stuff, part 1 through 3 is on now, obviously. Why am I hollering? Buy bets. Most people only buy the 4 and the 10. Now, can you buy all these other numbers? Yes, but should you? No. 4 and the 10. Here's why. Let's say you placed a 25 chip on the 10. You said, hey, I believe I'm going to hit that 10. And when I do, it's going to pay $45. And that's pretty good, right? No, because you could have bought that number and got double for $1. So you would have won more money. Not a lot more, but I mean, still, $4 is still $4. You know what I'm saying? The same is true on the 4. Exact same thing. I just used the 10 because it was closer. Now let's talk about the section that I never talk about. This is the middle section. Normally, the stick man is standing right here managing this section. You'll see people like throw stuff like, hey, let me get the hard ways, and they'll throw them that way. That's what this is. I'm not gonna lie to you. Is it statistically speaking the best bet? No. Is it fun? Yes. So do I bet the hard ways? Yeah, sometimes. You know, on the 135 across that I normally do, which is I do this, put 135 across, hit twice, go down to 54 across. If the point is like a 6 or an 8, I like to play, you know, the hard way. Just because it's fun, not because it mathematically makes sense, because obviously I know that the pass line is a better bet with odds, obviously, but gotta have fun. It's still gambling. So let's explain this. What does this mean? This means that you think a 6 is going to happen if you bet right here. And if a 6 happens, the hard 6, which is shown here, the 3-3, in this case, you get 10-4-1, not 10-2-1. Remember this, 10-4-1. So, $10 bet, $100. I mean, technically it would be $90 because it's 4-1, but you know what I'm saying. You basically, you get a whole bunch of money for that little bet. Most people use like $1, a couple of bucks there. There's normally not a minimum in the middle right here. They say, hey, give me 5 on the hard ways or whatever the case may be. The same is true for all of these. These bets are one roll bets, and they typically pay out crazy. You either hit it or you don't, and you lose. Or you hit it and you win huge. And that's all the bets, I think. Let me know if I missed